Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my channel called Astonishing History. So, I hope all of you are busy in fasting months. You are fasting in the morning, in early morning before dawn, and you are breaking a fast after dusk or during dusk. So, today's topic we are going to explore and dive about the end of the world. So, in my previous videos, I shared a topic called the Qiyamah. But those were not all the signs which I told you. Some signs I will tell you today, and some signs I will tell you later on in the next videos. Now, these are some signs which have been occurred, and some signs which are occurring right now, and some signs which will occur in the future. Sorry to say, guys, but this is the year 2025, and I don't know that how long will the universe last. Will might be for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years. Nobody knows, and nobody can anticipate that what is the right time of the end of time will occur. But these are some signs that the Prophet ﷺ said, and according to many hadiths, the end of times is very near. So only Allah knows, Allah Almighty knows that when will be the actual date, the actual year, the end of the world will emerge. Now 90% of Muslims do not know that the Prophet Muhammad emergence and his death and the spring of the moon and the noble companions were the four minor signs of the end of the world 1400 years ago. So this was the first sign of the end of the world, and the Prophet Muhammad said that me and the Qiyamah are one in line. Like you see, he gestured like this. Okay, so the Prophet said that he and the Qiyamah is near a distance. Now, the Prophet Muhammad also said that if you see lofty tall buildings and skyscrapers having competition with each other, that means the Qiyamah is very near. If you see today that Dubai and Saudi and Qatar and Kuwait and all of these Middle Eastern countries, they are competing, they are challenging with each lofty tower buildings and more than 100 floors. And this is the reason that people go to Dubai and see Burj Khalifa. But by 2030, that Burj Khalifa will decline, and Saudi Arabia is building their own lofty tower, and which will be double than Burj Khalifa by 2030. So if you see the signs of the end of time, which means the signs of the end of the world is near. Okay, number three. Knowledge will be taken away for a reason. Now, if you see today that 100 years ago the Ottoman Empire had came to an end after Mehmed VI. So when the Ottoman Empire had came to an end, look what is happening today. People are slaves of the Jewish tribe. People do not know what are they doing, okay? And plus, if you see any woman or any man, anybody, they will have no knowledge and they will be uneducated. You can see the arrogance, they can be jealous. And if you see nowadays, even in Pakistan or even any other country, women do not wear the hijab. They say that we don't like to wear hijabs. We are not comfortable with hijabs. So this is no reason to excuse that you should not wear hijabs. Although it is written in the Quran that you should wear your hijabs. Okay? You should wear your hijabs and you should be comfortable as well if you don't feel, but you have to be comfortable according to the Quran. And plus that if you see that nowadays that AI has taken over the world, the planet, and many children, the next generation is the first generation who had established with AI. Plus, they are also the dangerous generation which have ever come before. Now, sign number 4, the slave woman who will give birth to her master. Now, when once the mother is pregnant, the mother will give birth to her son or daughter. Now, the daughter which is given birth by her mother, she will be raised up and she will become the master of her mother, that the mother will be the slave and the daughter will be the master. So this is also known as slave woman who gave birth to her master. And another sign is that when son and father will be a distance, they will have more, the son will have more friends and his father will be alone. Okay, not making friends with your father. So another point of view that these signs have occurred already, and like in last video I told you that adultery, silk, alcohol, and music instrument will be permissible according to many hadiths, and this is going on every single day. Even if you see Gen Z, Generation Z, my ages, they don't even prefer to read the Quran or read or pray or give zakat or any other thing. They are just interested only in musical instruments or adultery or alcohol beverages, alcohol and so on. So if you see in this Western world, this is quite very common nowadays, and zina is spreading rapidly around the world. Zina is basically an unlawful sexual marriage which you have entertained or taken over an unmarried woman or unmarried man, and that is called as zina. Not only one zina, there are four types of zina: eye, the hand, and the legs, and the ear. So this is for today's video. And one more point which I have to forgot to tell you is that there will be more Romans than the Arabs. So the Romans are basically called Europeans. If you see today that there are so many Romans around the world, there are so many Americans or Europeans or Australians. These are the people who are the Roman Empire, who are the descendants of the Roman Empire. So at that time, during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there were more Arabs and there were less Romans. Now there are more Romans and less Arabs. Discipline and dishonesty will be gone. If you see that that many people nowadays, even if they're trustworthy, they still have to face many consequences between the untrustworthy people, and the untrustworthy people will become the trustworthy, and the trustworthy will become the untrustworthy, which means the person who is the truthful, he will become a liar, and the liar will become the truthful. These are some signs of the end of the world. And most important point, that in the Western world or even in the Middle East, movement women around age 20 to 35 years old, they will wear clothes like half naked yet, which means they will have a small trouser which will show the thigh nakedly and have half blouses, and they will not be appropriate to tell that you should cover yourself. So this is the point where the end of the world and the times will come, and there are some more to tell. So I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. And I'm done.